Hi, good morning, friends. It's Carrie from down in the Houston area. How are you doing this morning? Well, old man winter decided to just hang in here, I think, for a few more days because it went really chilly yesterday here. Obviously, as you can see, I'm wearing sweats again. So, let's get going this morning and let's get ourselves ready for our Thursday, the 29th of February. This day doesn't happen very often. So is leap year, February 29th, 2024. That's kind of crazy to say that, isn't it? But here we are, and think about all of those babies that are going to be born today, and how their birthday is going to be different from most people. It's very interesting, actually. And, I've never really thought about how we got February 28th. How did that all happen? Does anybody know? Who created leap year? Be interesting to find that out. So let's get going today. I hope your week is going well, and let's get ourselves together this morning so we can be ready for a fantastic, productive day. That's what I'm looking forward to. In life, when you finally make a decision about something that's been plaguing you for a really long time, and you finally get to the point where you're okay with making the decision and you're okay with whatever's going to come after that decision, it really does help you take some of the stress and the burden and the worry and all of that out of your mind. And that's kind of where I am, and so I am. I knew this week was going to be hard because it's my mom's birthday week, and all of that, and I just didn't expect some of the other things that came along with it, but you know what? That's life. It is an unexpected, unscripted adventure that we are all on. Okay, so we're starting this morning with my cookies and cream e.l.f. primer and my CoverGirl CoverGirl skin corrector primer and moisturizer. And of course I moisturize every morning before I even get to this point with my lifestyle. And a couple of times a week I use my serum. And of course I am using my collagen replacement system. That's all before I even sit in this chair and get ready for the day. That is skincare routine, and it is important, and you need to do it every day and stick to it. That is how you're going to create a good canvas for your makeup to look its very best. Okay, well that's just sort of sinking in and drying a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do brows and hope that I don't mess them up when I put my foundation on, but I do want to just get them on while we are letting that dry because it's pretty wet there this morning. I am so excited. In 2 weeks I'm going to be down at the George R. Brown Convention Center with my companies for the big bridal expo here in Houston on the 16th and 17th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. It is a huge bridal expo, and so Carrie's Corner, my little DIY company, will be there with JW Exclusives, who I partner with and who does a lot of the custom pieces that are available through Carrie's Corner. And we have created some really nice, one-of-a-kind bridal party gifts for those special people in your life that are standing with you on your wedding day. You know, it's also for the bride and the groom too, not just for their bridal party, but for them and their parents. Really excited about one of them. One of the gifts is this beautiful. These are custom, so they can have, you know, things put on them that are just specially from you, like your name, your wedding date, that sort of thing. So they're customizable, which I think is even more fun. And this one item, which I'm just really excited about, is a beautiful wooden bridal gown or tuxedo hanger. Can be for anybody, but that's sort of how we're going to display it, is with a wedding gown on it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful wood. It's going to be engraved with whatever you want on it. I think there are some restrictions as far as height and how many letters and, you know, that sort of thing, but I am very excited about that piece. I've seen it and it is just beautiful. Really excited to make all of that available for that show, which is a 2-day show. So if you're in Houston and you're planning a wedding and you're going to that show, please stop by our booth. Say hello, see the gifts that we're going to have available there. We're going to have giveaways, and especially if you're part of my community, I would love for you to stop by and introduce yourself. That would be so fun to meet you in person. That would be just really make my day. All right, let me get my brush out here and see what kind of damage I did. Get all this blended in here. This just provides such excellent coverage. And it just feels like skin. It's so incredibly luxurious feeling when this foundation goes on. I had several requests too for some additional information, which I did 2 videos yesterday. This is not in regards to makeup. This was a couple of, well, not a couple, 3 or 4 people actually asked me to do and respond to some requests on my weight loss surgery, and then also how coping and living with this disease that I have in my legs called RSD. So I did those yesterday and posted them. Thank you for asking. I do appreciate that. That's, you know, what I hope happens here is if there's a specific subject that you would like me to address, by all means, that is exactly what this channel is all about. That answering those questions could possibly help somebody else who's struggling and dealing with the same situation or the same thing or has the same questions. So that's the fun and exciting part about working in a medium like this, is that if you're part of the community, you see all of those additional messages in response to other community members. So I'm excited about that. I was very pleased to see those requests come in, and so I oops, gonna do it again. I almost did it again. Getting ahead of myself here, not putting on my concealer. This is the Revolution concealer that I've been using here of late. and I like it. It does its job. It's not as I don't think it's quite as nice as the Joa concealer, but it definitely does a nice job. It's pretty full coverage, and it definitely has staying power. It definitely stays on, all day, and I don't have to definitely don't have to touch anything up, and it does go on really nicely and gives me really nice coverage. Covers up those dark areas really nicely. I do use that up on my lids too as a lid primer. All of my concealers I do use like that. Almost forgot, but remembered before it was too late. Okay, so let's dip down in, let's get our powder puff, and we're going to dip down into that loose setting powder. I cannot believe we are at March already. I just cannot believe how quickly the days and the weeks are just ticking by. 2 months gone already in this year. That's just, oh boy, that just doesn't even seem like it could be possible. All right. Of course, I've got to go back in and touch up those brows, but that's okay. Not very much disturbance, just have to refill in the color a little bit, that's all. All right. Very nice. I cannot believe we're approaching a weekend as well tomorrow. Just, my goodness, things just go by so quickly. The days just tick and tick and tick, and then you realize another week is done, and then another 2 weeks are done, and then another month is done, and you're like, good Lord. All right, so we got that on. The powder up here is Adele. It's a 4-color palette that I use. Maybe next week I'll be in a position where I can start to reuse my pencil and my wax system. We'll see. Now I'm coming in today. Obviously I'm wearing a very light gray today. So I'm going to come in and start today with my jumbo stick. This is NYX Jumbo Stick, and it's in vanilla cream. And I'm just starting to put that underneath my brows on the inner 2/3 of my lid and in my tear duct area. And a little bit right here. We're going to blend all of that with this is my favorite palette. It is from SHEIN, and it is a true gray. It's called Cocoa Venus, Dikalu. It's just a beautiful gray, true gray palette. I very much enjoy this palette. For $4, I just don't think you can beat. For everyday use anyways, it's hard to beat that kind of savings especially when the product is so good and you get such great results from it, like I'm getting. Just kind of astounding, actually. And it's only $3 or $4. Just using that white color in the palette there, and I'm just kind of sealing up the white from the pencil. Not trying to take the shimmer away, but just actually taking the sealing it up with a little bit of powder so I don't lose that as it wears through the day. Then we're going to come in with just the gray. I'll show you the colors here in just a second. I'm just mixing them. And I'm putting them up in my transitional area up here. With the windshield wiper motion, taking them up onto the bone to extend that entire eye area so my eyes look wider and bigger, more open. Just windshield wiper, just a very soft gray. Now we're going to come back in and we're going to pick up, so I just mixed these 4 gray colors together just on my pencil and no, on my brush. It was really no rhyme or reason, just kind of dabbed in each one of those and mixed the colors together. Now I'm using the darker grays in the palette to outline. Okay, oops, you know what? I'm going to make a part 2 here, so I'm going to pause this. I'm sorry, I forgot something I've got to go do before I flood my yard, and I'll come back in 2 shakes of a stick, and I will pick up on this same video. This is part 1, and then I will start part 2. Be right back. If I can find my mouse here so I can stop my video. There we go.